Time for a bit of a gaming update. I finished a few games, I started a few more, and I just want to give you a little update. I haven't talked to you in a long while. The last one was my random little everyday carry video, and I have a little addendum to that one. I talked about my fountain pen, the Lamy Studio I carry around with me, and I just realized, I really want like a pocket pen. I can put into my pocket without really realizing it's there. And a normal pen is a bit long. So I actually got a new little plaything, and I got the Kaweco Lilliput. You see, it's a nice little pen, very small, and you can convert it into a bigger one. Just a nice little addendum here. I thought about mentioning that, like if you're interested in that stuff, like I'm a big fountain pen person. Fountain pen, tea, and video games are my three big things that I'm into. And if you're interested in stuff like that, just put it in the comments. I want to do more videos about them. You can't stop me. I will do it one day. Let's talk about video games. I finished Wild Arms 3. That was one of my last videos, my little update on that and what I thought about the game. Around that time, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I finished another game that I bought last September for the Switch. And that was Rune Factory 3 Special, the remake. Really, it's more of a port of the Nintendo DS game, the third part, obviously, in the Rune Factory series. My thoughts overall, while I prefer the characters and the entire world, the city, compared to Rune Factory 3, the gameplay is really lacking behind. The whole crafting system is not nearly as fleshed out and interesting as it was in Rune Factory 4. And overall, it was a shorter thing. I thought like the depth was missing a little bit. It's a simple game, but what I really enjoyed about Rune Factory 4 is that it looked simple, but there was so much depth in the crafting and level system and everything. Rune Factory 3, a lot more basic. So if you go there based on Rune Factory 4 and 5 and you want a game on that level, lower your expectations a little bit. Still a fun ride. I finished it. I got married. I married Pia, the little mermaid girl, and I was very happy about that. I never married in Rune Factory 4 and I never married in Rune Factory 5. So I was very surprised that in order to unlock the final dungeon, you had to get engaged and married to one of the characters. So my first Rune Factory game that I got married in. Now I only have to beat some of the other Rune Factory games. I only played 3, 4, and 5 now. I want to play the PS3 game and I want to play 1 and 2, but I'm anticipating they will get updated ports as well. A game I started right after this, actually I have to get my tea, like it's already in there for quite a while since we started the video, so let me quickly get that one out. I forgot about that one. So tea, cheers to you. I'm not going to drink it right now. I'll just leave it here as a nice little treat for after the video is done. Have a nice little view into my daily life. Drinking tea, talking about video games. That's the life, I tell you. So 2 games in the Wild Arms series that I started. I actually put in Wild Arms XF as my next portable game on my PSP. And I'm starting to go through this. I beat the tutorial map, which is like 20 minutes of gameplay. And it's fine. I really enjoy how they took the Wild Arms concept and made it a tactical RPG. I'm not so sure how into it I am because I don't like tactical RPGs too much, but I'm willing to give this game a try simply because it's part of the Wild Arms series. And what I was really into was starting finally Wild Arms 4 over here. After finishing 3, like it took a week or 2 weeks off and finally put this one in. Man, you cannot talk about more than 180 compared to the last one. The last one was very exploration focused, like there was next to no guidance anywhere. And this one is the complete opposite. Very story driven, very linear. There's no longer an overworld. There's a map you can choose things from. And I'm not a big fan of that in general. It kind of works in this game. Now the characters are very like shonen anime teen people. Like the main character is 13. Whereas the youngest character in Wild Arms 3 was, I think, 17, 18 or so. You had like a family father, age 30 in there, in here, the oldest person, Ragel or something. I don't have the names in my brain at the moment, but she's 19. She's the oldest in the team. Now, and the whole story, the whole dialogue, the whole writing is very, oh, by the power of friendship, and why are we fighting? Aren't we supposed to be friends? Very generic, very bare bones. However, some of the cutscenes are like, they are Metal Gear Solid style. Like, they go crazy at times. Like, one time you're losing it to a boss, and one of your characters just launches a fleet of planes into that boss and kills him. That was crazy. Like, some of the cutscenes, they make me think that the whole generic characters and generic dialogue thing is actually a stylistic choice that will then turn into a very crazy and thought out story later on. I'm not so sure at that. Like, if that doesn't work out and if the cutscenes don't keep the level that they have right now, I would be disappointed in the game because of all the things that I liked about Wild Arms 3 being taken away. But this is just another game. Imagine, like, what if Wild Arms went Final Fantasy X? You know, linear, more bombast and more explosions and more voice acting. Voice acting is in this game, which is something that was missing from Wild Arms 3. But I'm enjoying it right now. It's a more of a shut off your brain and just play a little bit game. Wild Arms 3, you're always trying to solve puzzles. You're always trying to find the next location, trying to solve where to go. In this one, you're just walking down a hallway, more or less. The puzzles, like, you always get the items to solve the puzzles in the level. The characters no longer have special abilities that have an overworld function. However, the dungeons and areas are a lot bigger and a lot more, maybe not bigger, but more, I don't know, more fleshed out, more connected. So instead of going to dungeon, overworld, next dungeon, overworld, town, overworld, dungeon, you seamlessly transition from like the temple to like an airplane to the swamps and so on. So you don't go over the overworld, but you just land in that area, basically. And it seamlessly transitions between them, or seamlessly by cutscene, of course. So Wild Arms 3 is on the menu right now, and it is a damn tasty treat. But I'm not so sure if I have zero expectations. I don't expect it to be better than Wild Arms 3, which, if you know about my review of that one, I'm a big fan of what that game did and dared to do, which you don't see a lot in other RPGs. So that's what I'm doing right now, the 2 Wild Arms games, and I'm thinking about, I have my Switch collection here, like, what do I want to play next? And I'm honestly not so sure. I bought some more games. Actually, Death Stranding is still on my list that I want to play, and I'm still in the middle of Demon's Souls on PS3. And I paused that one for a little bit. I'm not sure if I can get back into it, but I will pick up the controller later on. And Demon's Souls is just a game that it's so hard to start again. You just say, oh, I'm going to die all the time, and it will be so, taxing on me mentally going through this game. But once you pick up that controller, 5-10 hours are gone, like a day's over. Which is not something I have in Wild Arms 3 or 4. Now I play the game for an hour or two and then I put it away. And it's easy to pick back up. So I like to keep the balance of this in my life between the games I'm playing. Yeah, that's it basically. Quick little update. So let's now have our cup of tea and say goodbye to the good old friends on YouTube. Thanks very much for watching. Tea time. Here you go. Here, have a sip.